American Knights, as they symbolize their professional excellence, dedication, and readiness of the American soldier. Direct your eyes skyward as the team begins its jump to join us here on historic Fort Myer.
All the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is it, the apocalypse. Whoa, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones. Don't make my system blow. Welcome to the new age, to the new age, welcome to the new age, to the new age.
On a small deceleration device known as the parachute, created initially to save a pilot's life as he jumped from his disabled aircraft. Parachuting has evolved through modern aviation technology to become the extreme sport of the 21st century. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sergeant First Class Joshua Evans. The jumpers are out, and the smoke is on. We now have members of the gold demonstration team rapidly approaching speeds of 120 miles per hour. As the team leader takes his heading in this direction, the remaining jumpers glide to precise opening points and await his signal. There you have the high-flying black and gold of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. The smoke trails each jumper leaves in the sky are created by two M18 red smoke canisters, which emit a continuous stream of smoke for up to 90 seconds. These smoke canisters are attached to the jumper's foot with a specially designed bracket. By pulling up on a lanyard, the jumper can ignite the smoke immediately upon exiting the aircraft, while in free fall or under canopy. In more conventional Army units, these same smoke canisters are used as ground-to-ground signaling devices, ground-to-air signaling devices, or screening devices to conceal troop movement. As you may have guessed, these jumpers are faced with a unique situation, a traffic jam in the sky. They must create vertical separation to allow for individual approaches into the target area. This is achieved by pulling down on the front part of the parachute and spiraling toward the ground at speeds in excess of 60 miles per hour. This allows the jumpers to set up a traffic pattern just like you might see aircraft at a busy airport. These jumpers are showing you the full flight characteristics of the Ram Air canopy. The parachutes used by the Golden Knights are flexible wing gliders constructed of lightweight ripstop nylon. These parachutes have an inherent forward airspeed of 22 miles per hour. To turn left, the jumper pulls down on the left steering line. To turn right, the jumper simply pulls down on the right steering line. As the jumpers near the ground, they will pull down on both steering lines simultaneously for the safest and softest possible landing. At 1,000 feet, these jumpers do what is called a wind penetration check, gauging their speed and distance across the ground. They then fly a downwind leg, a base leg 90 degrees to the target, and then face into the wind for a final approach. Once on final approach, the jumpers keep a close eye on the windsock located in the target area. They then shift all their concentration to a small black dot located in the center of the orange X. At 1,000 feet, these jumpers can hear you very well. Wave your hats and clap your hands as they bring it into the target area. This jumper is showing you the full flight characteristics of the Ram Air canopy as he brings it over the target for a beautiful airborne landing. Looking high overhead, you may notice that several parachutes have become entangled, but that is not the case. These jumpers are performing a facet of the sport called canopy relative work. These jumpers are able to fly their parachutes together while interlocking their bodies. As this formation flies closer to the target area, you may hear the pilot give the command of ready break. And the jumpers will separate for a safe, soft, stand-up landing. These jumpers are being held together with our 900 square foot Army Star drop flag. Watch as they bring it over the target for a beautiful airborne landing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our performance for the day. And on behalf of the entire team, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being such a warm and receptive airborne audience. In closing, I leave you with this final thought. In the future, may all your days be prosperous and your nights golden.
On behalf of the United States Army and the soldiers, civilians, and families of the United States Army Reserve, Lieutenant General Harder is honored to host today for you for this evening's special 250th Army Birthday Twilight Tattoo. This will defend. Enjoy the show! We are honored to have the following special guest in the audience. Please hold your applause as we recognize the following guests. Mr. Jules J. Hurst, Acting Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. Mr. Rafael Leonardo, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Strategy, Plans, and Capabilities. Miss Candace Kinn, Assistant Secretary of the Army, Financial Management and Comptroller. Lieutenant General Paul Chamberlain, Military Deputy for Budget, Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Army. Lieutenant General Anthony Hale, HQDA, Deputy Chief of Staff for Intelligence, G2. Lieutenant General Jonathan Stubbs, Director of the Army National Guard. SCS-3, Mr. Stephen D. Austin, Assistant Chief of Army Reserve. Miss Karen Durham Aguilera, Executive Director, Office of the Army Cemeteries, and diplomatic attachés from Australia, Belgium, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Cambodia, Czech Republic, Greece, India, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, Peru, Romania, Spain, Sweden, United Kingdom, and Zimbabwe. Thank you for sharing your evening with us. As a reminder, blank ammunition will be fired this evening, so please be prepared if you or anyone in your party is sensitive to loud noises. This will defend has been the Army's motto since the Revolutionary War. 2025 celebrates the Army's 250th anniversary, and throughout that time, active duty, Army National Guard, and Army Reserve soldiers have remained committed to protecting our hard-earned rights and liberties at home and abroad. Our nation is built on the strength of America's strongest citizens, our service members in uniform. The soldiers presented to you tonight serve in units of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own. The Old Guard is the oldest active duty infantry unit in the Army, serving our nation since 1784. They are the Army's official ceremonial unit and escort to the President, and they also provide security for Washington, D.C. in the event of a national emergency. The Old Guard and Pershing's Own are premier examples of the Army's precision and professionalism. Please remain seated as the soldiers and colors take the field. The commander of troops this evening is Colonel Thomas J. Kilbride, Regimental Commander, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, our host for this evening's performance, Lieutenant General Robert Harder. Please stand as honors are rendered.
Order! Firelocks!
Please be seated.
Advance! Firelocks! Ready! Take! Right shoulder! Arm!
Once again, welcome to Joint Base Meyer Henderson Hall in this evening's performance of Twilight Tattoo.
Who has worn the uniform of our country has demonstrated the bravery, skill, and loyalty that is the hallmark of our dedicated American soldiers, and they are all part of our Army's rich history. The Army knows its strength is in its people, the American soldier. We invest heavily in our service members, providing them world-renowned training and unique opportunities for personal and professional growth. This is what makes us the strongest fighting force on the face of the planet.
Throughout history, the Army has proven to be adaptive and agile. The machine gun in World War I, the tank in World War II, the awesome power of combined arms in Korea, and the introduction of air mobile concepts in Vietnam. These tools in the hands of American soldiers have defended freedom across the globe.
During the Cold War, we faced a numerically superior adversary who sought to take away our nation's way of life. Now, against numerous adversaries, both nation-state and terrorists, soldiers fight fiercely for superiority in an increasingly complex battlefield. From space to the cyber realm, on sea, in the air, but most importantly, on land.
We seize, retain, and exploit the initiative in these domains as we create opportunities for our sister services, allies, and partners, and deny the enemy any advantage. The strength of our Army is the American soldier, as we are our nation's force for multi-domain operations, always ready to lead the assault and defeat America's enemies. We are America's warriors.
Checking my vitals, sense drawn to battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I needed was a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics, my words are like physics, a force that they can stop. They just don't get it, I think they forget I won't stop till I'm on top. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write a story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones whose earth will spark a flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. I made it through years and through all of the tears and through all the doubts I hide. But I won't give in to the fears you think, cause I heard that voice inside. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I will never lose my voice if they cut out all the noise. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write a story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who choose to spark the flame. Watch as the fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. Oh, we were born for this. Oh, we were born for this. We were born for this.
The American Revolution was our 8-year-long struggle for independence. The raw militia that faced seasoned British soldiers in Massachusetts on Lexington Green and at the Old North Bridge in Concord on April 19, 1775 were the famous Minutemen, ready to be called upon on a moment's notice. They were just ordinary citizens, some farmers, some tradesmen, fighting for their liberty and freedom, their resolve never wavering.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
To arms! To arms! The British are coming! To arms! To arms! The British are coming!
Paul Revere's call to arms 250 years ago alerted the Minutemen, who assembled on Lexington Green that April morning. 70 militia faced almost 700 highly trained British regulars, prepared to sacrifice their lives to defend their homes and the liberty they held dear.
Stand your ground. Don't fire unless fired upon. If they need to have a war, let it begin here.
The United States Congress created an official American Army on June 14, 1775. Under the leadership of General George Washington, this force waged campaigns from New England to Georgia, facing long odds against King George III's vaunted Redcoats. Though the challenges continued for several years, including a brutal winter in Valley Forge, a professional American Army emerged from the trials and tribulations as a trained, battle-tested, and highly organized fighting force. During the Revolutionary War, fifes and drums would march at the head of the division, acting as the commander's voice to signal troops. Music was vital to the communication of the Continental Army, easily giving directions to soldiers across the battlefield or over the din of warfare. Listen now as the commander orders his men to assemble.
Sound to arms! To the front, march! Make ready! Take aim! Fire! Advance! Fire lock! To the front, march! March! Charge bayonets! Charge! Take care to the right. Face. Forward. March.
The origin of American military music can be traced to the fifers and drummers of the Revolutionary War. This musical heritage is represented today by the soldiers of the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. The soldiers of today's Fife and Drum Corps wear uniforms patterned after those of General Washington's Continental Army. In order to be easily identified, military musicians wore the reverse colors of the regiment to which they were assigned. At that time, American infantry soldiers wore blue coats with red facings. Thus, the musicians wore red coats with blue facings. The soldier musicians of today's Fife and Drum Corps honor the soldiers of the past by displaying the discipline, professionalism, and precision of the United States Army to audiences around the world. Our nation's Army is and always has been committed to upholding the Constitution of the United States and defending the liberties, values, and traditions that define us as a nation. And for 250 years, the American soldier has, and always, through the Corps' signature troop step, set to the traditional American melody, Shenandoah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the United States Army Old Guard, Fife and Drum Corps.
From revolutionary beginnings, our country continued to grow, and the role of the Army expanded with it. Less than a generation after the American Revolution, the Army was called upon to defend its hard-won liberties and national sovereignty in the War of 1812. In battles that raged from Canada in the north to the Gulf Coast in the south, American soldiers endured and persevered.
Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? When I wrote those words in September of 1814, I had no idea they would become our national anthem. I'm Francis Scott Key, lawyer and poet. And on that night, I was a British hostage, watching the bombardment of Fort McHenry from a ship in the Baltimore Harbor. And to be honest, I didn't know which flag I would see flying over the ramparts of the fort when dawn came. The shelling was intense, hour after hour, bombs bursting in the night sky. When dawn finally came, I was overjoyed to see an enormous American flag waving defiantly on the shore, and it inspired me to write the poem that became the Star-Spangled Banner. Whenever I hear it, I like to remember the heroic soldiers holding on through that September night, fighting to ensure that our flag will always fly over this land, brave and free.
At this time, we ask that you please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright
Please be seated.
Throughout the 19th century, America rapidly expanded its borders. The Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of our young nation, and the U.S. Army's Corps of Discovery, led by Army Captains Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, explored these vast new lands. Army engineers and soldiers spearheaded expeditions that mapped this great land from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains. Through the ravages of the American Civil War and the building of the Transcontinental Railroad that connected the nation from coast to coast, the Army was able to transform itself to respond to the ever-changing needs of the nation. The 20th century would see the Army called upon to serve around the world in defense of freedom, defeating tyranny and those who would threaten our way of life. The Army fought in the bloody trenches of World War I, across the Pacific and European theaters in World War II, in the frigid mountains and valleys of Korea, and through the humid jungles of Vietnam. No matter the conflict, American soldiers have stood together to defend freedom around the globe.
Ramblers in the wilderness, yeah, we can't find what we need. Get a little restless from the search and get a little worn down in between. Like a bull chasing the matador, is a man left to his own schemes. Everybody needs someone beside him, shining like a lighthouse from the sea. Brother, let me be your shelter. Never leave alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Face down in the desert now. There's a cage locked around my heart. I found a way to drop the keys when my failures were. Now my hands can't reach that far. I ain't made for rivalry. I can never take the world alone. Know that in my weakness I am strong, but it's your love that brings me home. Brother, let me be your shelter. Never leave you all alone. I can be the one you call when you're low. Brother, let me be your fortress when the night winds are driving on. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Be the one to light the way, bring you home. Bring you home.
While modernization has always been integral to the Army's development, military honors and traditions have shaped each soldier who has ever worn the Army uniform. The Army instills individual and collective excellence, a commitment to a strong personal and team ethic, and a set of professional values, all represented in the soldiers of the United States Army Drill Team. Feel free to applaud and cheer as the drill team performs their routine. The secret to our Army's success was, is, and continues to be unit cohesion and trust. Nowhere is that more evident than in the drill team. Members of the drill team are from all corners of the United States with a wide range of career fields. They have perfected their skills and are here to share them with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, your United States Army Drill Team! Today, the drill team is commanded by Sergeant First Class Juan Quineche Perez from Clarksville, Tennessee. The louder you cheer, the faster they go! The total army must be ready for today, modernized for tomorrow, and strengthened by close relationships with our allies and partners. Like the drill team, we build cohesive teams that are highly trained, disciplined, and fit. We are soldiers ready to fight and win in any environment. We sustain a culture of respect, trust, and discipline where everyone takes care of each other. The drill team represents today's soldiers as well as yesterday's heroes, who proudly fought and defended our nation, and who continue to serve around the world. And now, the most difficult maneuver of all. The soldiers will continue to march as members from the front rank, toss their rifles into the air over the formation to be caught by soldiers in the rear rank. This is an exercise in trust, as team members will have to put their safety in the hands of their fellow soldiers. This is the United States Army Drill Team's signature maneuver since 1958, the front to rear overhead rifle toss. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your United States Army Drill Team.
Vietnam, the integration of new technology, training, equipment, and leadership set the foundation for victory after victory over the next 3 decades. No other nation on the face of the earth could compete as America developed weapons like the Big Five. Let's give it up for the Abrams tank, the Bradley fighting vehicle, the Apache and Black Hawk helicopters, and the Patriot missile. In 1990, this modernized army was put to the test when Iraq invaded Kuwait.
The Army's new training and equipment paid off. In just 100 hours of ground combat, fighting alongside our allies, we achieved a stunning victory, demonstrating the benefit of modernization and the professionalism, dedication, and high-level training of our soldiers.
And the U.S. Army continues to transform, focused on combat readiness and soldier support. We're investing in advanced technologies and developing 21st century strategies to maintain our edge with near-peer adversaries. The integration of modern vehicles and joint operations exemplifies the Army's commitment to multi-domain operations, ensuring seamless coordination across land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace. Entering the field now, an advanced Army squad sets up for a deliberate attack on an enemy position. Their movements precise and coordinated. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, this squad operates with unparalleled situational awareness. Drones and AI systems provide real-time intelligence, ensuring every step is calculated and every decision informed.
Reaper Tree 7, this is Sync 16. This is Reaper Tree 7. On your command. Fire for effect. Shot over. Shot out. Splash over. Splash out.
Bravo, pick up! Push right, push right, push right! LOA, LOA, LOA!
agile, adaptive, and ready to face any challenge. The brotherhood and sense of duty that motivates these soldiers remains unwavering, even as the tools and tactics evolve.
In the face of new threats and challenges, American soldiers stand resolute. Their bravery, courage, and loyalty are the bedrock of our nation's defense. Every soldier lives by the warrior's ethos, the soldier's creed.
My name is Specialist James from Kentucky. I'm an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. For 250 years, as soldiers like me and my squad have served our nation, our one constant has been our values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Values that will continue to inspire soldiers for the next 250 years.
I am Specialist Muscle from Florida. I always place the mission first. I never accept defeat. I never quit. I never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I reflect the warrior ethos: tough, disciplined, professional, and proud of our heritage.
My name is PNC Darren from Washington State. I'm an expert and I'm a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I don't do this because I have to. I do it because the nation needs me, and serving my country is an honor. I'm a guardian of freedom
and the American way of life. I'm an American soldier.
At this time, we would like to recognize all members of the military community and their families who have joined us here this evening by performing the songs of the armed services. When you hear your service song or that of a loved one who has served, we invite you to stand and be recognized. The United States Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in Thee. Through surf, storm, and calm again, I shall our purpose be. Send that righteous is our God, our faith.
United States Marine Corps.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marine.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the field are members of your United States Army. Please stand and join us in singing the Army song.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the Army goes holding along. Proud of all we have done, fight until the battle's won, and the Army goes holding along. And it's high, high, hey, the Army's on its way, and all the cannons out and strong. For where we go, you will always know that the Army goes holding along.
It's been a pleasure to share with you the United States Army's Twilight Tattoo. If you enjoyed today's performance, we invite you back to join us to celebrate the Army's 250th birthday on June 14th on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. For more information, scan the QR code on the screen. Our soldiers will remain on the field and are available to answer your questions and pose for photographs. Thank you for coming out to help us honor the selfless service of American soldiers, past and present. Enjoy the rest of your evening. This will defend. Ladies and gentlemen, one final announcement. As you make your way to the field, please refrain from picking up shell casings.